All right, so this is Brandon Leake shouting out our channel.
Hey, yo, man. Peace and love reaction channel. Give them a shout out, fam. Go ahead and shoot them a follow. See what they got going on. Love it.
Well, we love you. So we're gonna do a message and then check out Brandon Leake's audition. Show Honey Ann. I think she saw it, but we get a little nice message. This is about you know a loss, someone that's maybe lost but not forgotten, someone we love. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think if you're a child of the Most High, if you're a child of the light, then you're always going to be directed to come back to your path, to your course. You know, when you're lost, I mean, all of us mess up. You know, we all make mistakes, but it's never too late. It's never too late. He's always there waiting for us to come back, you know. And for those that don't know the Lord, it's still time to come. Come on over. Come on over. It's
Come
a beautiful
on,
place.
come on over.
It's a beautiful place to be.
It's a beautiful, and some people are looking to be a part of a group, be a part of a community. Well, you could be part of something that's bigger than us, bigger than ourselves, and bigger than life, because
Okay, can I also say one more thing? I don't mean to interrupt you.
Of course.
Okay, so I've come across, in my lifetime I've encountered many people who were non-believers, and they came in touch with or contact with believers who were maybe baby believers, who were just crawling, and they've left a really bad taste in these people's mouths. So they go around bashing believers because of one or two negative experiences they've had with people, who just didn't know any better, right? So don't let one person, if they make you feel bad about a situation, don't let them decide your entire future, because you will encounter believers that are mature, that won't have the same thought processes or the same views as a younger believer does. So just don't let that decide whether or not you want to come to faith. That makes sense.
It makes complete sense. Here we go. God bless you, honey, and thank you. God bless you, Marcos.
Marcos is good.
What is
He's a
your
mature believer.
My name is Brandon Leake.
Hi, Brandon Leake. And where are you from, Brandon?
I am from a small little city called Stockton, California.
Stockton, California. And what do you do for a living?
For a living, I work at a high school and a college, but I also run poetry workshops with youth in my city.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't really understand poetry, I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm a great intro for you.
So tonight's poem, is it something you wrote?
Oh, I only perform stuff that I write, never be able to perform anything else.
And what is it? What is this one about?
So tonight's poem is actually an ode to my sister.
Are you close to your sister?
Very much. She's here with me now.
Oh, she's backstage?
Kind of.
Well, we already love you. Make us love your poem.
Beautiful. I got you for that. I have two facts for you. One, I'm 6 feet tall. And two, love is the most vulnerable thing one will ever have. And you must learn to hold on to it loosely, so when it leaves, it won't exit so painfully. On July 14th, 1996, an angel was brought to this earth. Her name, Danielle Marie Gibson, but I only know her as Puff. Her smile is as wide as the universe. Her eyes, they glimmer like the stars. She is my world and my sister. I, just 4 years old at the time, learned what it meant to love selflessly, for on days in which my strength was but knee-high, seeing her smiling face would make my soul fly. But on March 23rd, 1997, I've been ground-bound because she left Earth to go back home amongst the stars, right next to God, but I was left here to manufacture wings out of tears and broken dreams, yet I'm still haunted by these nightmares because I have a really creative mind. And sometimes it designs these alternate realities where she is still here, still alive, and all the things I wish we could have done are played again and again and again. And I'm tired of playing God because I got to come to terms with the fact that my sister ain't never coming back. And that's the cost of love. Caring for someone so much that you can't imagine living life without them. Staring at a grave like, how about I trade my 6 feet for yours, but that's not real. And I know I said earlier to hold on to love loosely, so when it leaves, it won't exit so painfully. But if this pain and these memories are all that I got left of you, I won't never regret these scars from just trying to hold on to you.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
It is a wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You're tearing up.
My brother
Boy,
passed away the same year that your sister passed away.
Man,
Yeah,
I forgot to pause it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stop it during that.
how dare you do that to me and make me mess up my makeup?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that was beautiful. Oh my God.
He's a really, really special person. And
Yeah. Yeah.
the way that he opens up to the little people, even though he won this thing.
They grabbed a hold of me. Yeah.
Marcos?
Woo. Mm, mm, mm.
Something special
I
happens here.
feel your pain. I know what this is. I know what it is to have somebody taken from you without you knowing. But it was very beautiful for me.
thank you.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What an
Yeah.
amazing tribute. There's something very, very special about you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really. This is a very difficult thing for me to judge. I shouldn't be judging it. I just want to compliment you on what you just did because it was extraordinary.
Thank you, folks.
It was real.
Yes.
Well, it's
You know?
amazing to me that on season 15, it's the first time that we're hearing somebody of spoken word. There was something more raw in the way it's like singing and talking and just being a human a cappella. No music, no nothing, just a raw heart beating in front of us. We feel your pain, we feel your love, and you moved me to do this.
You deserve that buzzer. Uh-huh.
Deserves that buzzer.
Yes.
He said he wants to work together. He might either come on the Peace and Love Reaction channel and react to stuff, or we might do like a rap song together. Like he said, get a plan together, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
The
Well,
sec-
you know what? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're first.
I was just going to say, when I heard him speak, he was speaking from his entire being, from his heart, his spirit, his soul, his body, and he was being real 100%. He wasn't on the stage playing singer or playing acrobatic or playing magician. He wasn't playing, that was real.
There's no emoting emotion. It's real emotion, a real story. And that's why we connect with him so much. The second performance he gives is about his dad. And it was so special to me that I tell this story all the time, but I asked my dad to listen to it with me because I thought it would be emotional and special. And his dad wasn't in his life. My dad is in my life. And me and my dad, I thought we're bonding over it. And he just fucking walked away in the middle of it. It hurt me so much. I just couldn't believe
Wow.
he did that. Like
Wow. Yeah.
he's not into emotion stuff, and I have to realize that I'm not going to force him to become someone that loves emotion.
Yeah. Yeah. He just is who he is, and you can't force somebody, to Nobody can jump in your shoes. Nobody can be you. You know, nobody can do that. And so it's really hard sometimes, especially with dads, because
I
a lot of
know.
dads, their role is to be tough and the provider, and they don't want to show weakness, and emotion for people of that generation is a sign of weakness.
I love my dad. I'm not trying to call him out or anything.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. He wasn't trying to hurt you either. He was just being who he was brought up to be. You know what I mean?
And yeah, and that's tough. And he's made me tough. And that's why I'm a mix of my mom and my dad.
Well, maybe he had to get up and walk away because he didn't want to show any emotions like that because he felt that it would make him look.
Maybe he walked away and teared up. You're right.
He walked away so he wouldn't be sitting there boo-hooing because men are taught not to do that. It's wrong. We should all be able to let out our emotions and our feelings. Don't bottle them up inside.
It's okay though. I love him. This is the second.
When I'm up here on stage, they call me Brandon. When I'm with my homies, they call me B. And when I'm with the ladies, let's just say they call me Taken because I'm already happily spoken for. But when I'm back at home, my mama...
Oh, this is one about him and his mom. Everything is so emotional. I love it.
She called me Pookie. And though I'm not afraid to admit it, my mother calls me Pookie at like the most inopportune moments. For instance, today, on my way here to America's Got Talent, my mom screamed out the front door, "Make sure that you call me when you get there." Pookie. And I get why my mother says it out of courtesy, but to be real, I don't understand why my mom's so concerned with my safety, praying for me as I leave the house on a daily, because I'm just a young man who has faith in Jesus. The same way that stars have faith that space will protect them from this galactic bully we call gravity, who longs to turn their star to a splendid spectacle for passerbyers to watch in awe of its depth. So yes, I never really understood the issue. And then I went on Facebook, and I realized that my mama loved me the same way every mother loved their son, fearfully. Because normally, death don't really bother me. I mean, I'm from Southside Stockton. I'm all too familiar with how some family reunions only ever take place on graveyard grass, and how a hole can be a safe haven for a soul in this mortal game of hide and go seek. But there is something so different about Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, and the countless others. And as I stared at that screen, I couldn't help but think I was looking at a mirror image of myself being choked out for merely existing, or for daring to be more than 3/5 of what them folk thought them to be. Or maybe it was simply due to their hue, and in that moment I better understood my black mother's greatest fear was every time I leave her home, on the other side of my phone will no longer be her son, will be America's next most popular hashtag, accompanied by a video of her young star being gunned down by gravity as my stardust has turned splendid spectacle for passerbyers to watch in awe of my death. So yes, my mother's greatest fear is that I won't return home breathing, blood pulsing through these veins enough to still be her Pookie. And my mama warned me, "Son, don't you dare get caught at the wrong place at the wrong time with that wrong-colored skin, because those 3 strikes, they lead to pine box convictions, and I need you to return home my Pookie again." So dear Mom, I promise you this, I will do everything in my power to make it back home to you. But if I don't, just know you was the very last thing on my mind. And I will always, always
be your Pookie.
Be your Pookie. Hey, Dad.
This is
my 5th birthday party is coming up, and this year I think I'm getting an ice cream cake. Do you like ice cream cake? Well, I'll save you a slice. Love you, Brandon. Hey, Dad. My 10th birthday party is next week, and when I woke up this morning, the first thing Mom said was, "Dang, you look just like your daddy." Maybe that's why my reflection is so unfamiliar sometimes. Anyways, I really hope you can make it to the party this year. I miss you a lot.
Wow.
All right, well, I'll see you at the party. Hopefully. Sincerely, Brandon. Hey, Tyrone. I just turned 16 years old today.
Now he's calling him Tyrone instead of Dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And about a week ago, I thought about inviting you to my birthday party this year because all the kids at school always ask, are you going to make it? And I always end up telling them that you're out of town. Now, Mama told me stop lying so much, but technically you are out of town, so I guess I wasn't really lying because what's a little half-truth when you've only ever known half your roots? But I'm tired of sticking up for you. I'm tired of all these sleepless nights. I'm tired of coming up with excuses for your absence. I'm tired of trying to reform my self-image into something that you would consider to be beautiful. I'm tired of trying to earn the title of being called your son as if it wasn't my birthright. So you know what, Dad or Tyrone, whoever the hell you are, I'm done. Because all I ever wanted was for you to acknowledge my existence. But despite my persistence, I haven't even met resistance, just absence. And I hate the fact that I still want you here. But I'm done being caught in this delusion, the idea that you, a mirage, could alleviate my confusion. I don't need you. I never did. This is my last letter to you, Tyrone. Goodbye.
Why does Brandon love me?
Wow.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the emotion, the emotional
No.
warning.
No. I get it. I get where he's coming from. You know, and so many times as children who have absentee parents, parents that abandon them, neglect them, drug abusers, alcoholics, players, whatever, they put those parents up on a pedestal because those parents are absentee, you know. And if the parents come back in their life, you know, they wind up having that bubble burst. You know.
I hope that
when they become famous, that's when Daddy comes back.
That's what I was going to say. I hope that Tyrone doesn't just decide to, because he sees him winning $1 million.
Well, you know what though, if Tyrone does come knocking, you know, he will go walking. He comes knocking, he'll wind up going walking because, you know.
Because they come back just like in Kelly Clarkson case, in Shaquille O'Neal's case, his father came back.
Make them work for it. Make them earn.
Well, the children may welcome them in. The children may welcome them in with open arms, but I'm telling you, these people, they can't lie forever. They wind up showing their true colors, and you wind up seeing them for exactly who they are. So as quick as they came through the door, they go right back out. You know.
I'm gonna play I think it's his last one. He won the whole damn thing.
Dear Tyrone.
Oh, it's not over.
For 25 years, I cried into pillow sheets wondering why you left me. Wondering what I could have done to have earned your love or how I pushed you so far away. Your absence, like a flame, found home in the kindling of my insecurities, and my mind became a wildfire. And as I ascended in age, my sorrow turned to rage because I wanted to move on, but I simply couldn't turn the page. Or I didn't want to, because somehow being angry with you still made me feel close to you.
Wow.
And despite our lack of history, Tyrone, I've come to learn that pain, like secrets, can only control you if you hold them within. So I've laid down these woes at the altar of Christ just so I can tell you this. I forgive you. I forgive you.
Powerful.
I forgive you so I can finally be free.
Wow.
No longer shackled to my misery, because this situation is so much bigger than you and me. This right here is generational healing, because I'm getting married soon. And I want our first chapter together to be started off on the right page with you by my side as I marry my bride. Because Tyrone, for the first time ever, I can honestly say, I love you. And I actually mean it. So will you be there for my biggest day ever? Sincerely, your son, Brandon. Hello? Hey, Tyrone. I got something I'd like to read to you. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me, for the Bible tells me so. I listen to your mother sing this song to you every night. And the craziest part is, you ain't gonna remember any of this. All these moments we share will simply slip into the forgotten pages of the past for you. But only for you. Because I will never forget. Never forget all the things that you made me feel, how I was already in love with you before I could ever hold you, as your mother cradled you into existence. I prayed for you the best way I knew how, by praying for me, praying my inadequacies not become a family legacy, that these sins I carry me to cemetery before they ever become hereditary, because you scare me. Because I don't want to plant grotesque seeds you'll one day have to come back to weed. What I'm saying is, I never want you to be forced to pluck painful memories of me out of your psyche. I want our time spent to be God-sent, so when you look back on these days, you remember how sweet the smell is. I'll never forget the day you came into this world, the hell you caused your mother. Well, technically it was my fault you were there in the first place, but that's a biology lesson for a whole nother day. Anyway. I'll never forget holding you in my arms for the very first time. How your presence compelled time to stand still because it knew in that moment nothing else mattered. How with you in my grasp, I understood what it meant to wear your heart on your sleeve. Just you in the eyes, staring eye to eye, and in yours, I could see the love we shared and the safety you felt. I wonder, could you see the fear that lied behind mine? The way Daddy's life was forever changed by the gift of your presence. Because the moment you entered the picture, it drew out all of my selfishness, illustrated how far I still have to go to do what I've been called to do, to move where I've been called to move. But, boo-boo, there's no more time left for fear. Only time left to build more memories, longer legacies. Aaliyah, in you, I will plant the best of me. My love, my passion, my drive, my hope, it all lies in you because, boo-boo, what you've yet to realize is so many nights as a child, I would pray for the earth in hopes that I could change it. And baby girl, you have become my world. And I know that if I can change your life for the better, that God must be real due to that answered prayer. Yep. So Aaliyah, my beautiful daughter, be you. And whatever that entails, let passion be your motor, let wisdom be your guide, and your mother and I will be your biggest cheerleaders on the scene, no matter victory or defeat, because boo-boo, this life will knock you on your behind more times than you can count, but you must get up, queen. You must stand up, queen. Wear your crown, queen, because you are so much stronger than what you think. All those nights in which these lips press prayers through them for the sake of your now and soon to come, boo-boo. You got heaven standing behind you, so who in hell can stand against you, Aaliyah? I promise to give you a childhood of splendid recollections and daddy's best protection. A prayer. Dear God, I know that you cared for my daughter before she was ever in her mother's womb, and I just pray that your largest of blessings wait in her storehouse of destiny. Because I know ain't none of us perfect, but my daughter is worth it. Amen.
Wow.
15 years, there's never been a season like this. As soon as COVID hit, everything changed. Sort of. Because here on America's largest stage, we elected to remain the same. Still aspired to inspire everybody out there, hoping to touch a soul with these God-given gifts. And see, hoping that you guys can taste it, smell it, feel it. In other words, we're trying to touch you guys and ourselves and change our lives forever. But here is where the magic happens. Here on this stage, everything changes. So welcome. And I hope you guys are down for the ride.
Great intro. I loved his last
Beautiful.
performance. I forgot about that. That was beautiful about his daughter.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, look at look at how believers just are so. Look at the difference between believers and haters. If you would hated them, there's such a
Right.
difference.
Yeah.
I just need to hug him right now. I want
Right.
to hug him so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But he didn't allow that negativity, from his life to be passed on to his daughter's life. He broke that cycle. And that's amazing and marvelous, you know.
I
You
can't wait.
gotta break the cycle.
Yes, break the cycle. It's so deep.
And his daughter's name is Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
I never understood why my dad abandoned us when I was 11 because I had such a beautiful mother who was perfect, and she never raised her voice or anything like that. She kept a perfect home. Everything was in order. You could eat off her floors, and I never could comprehend how my father could leave a family, a daughter and a son and a perfect wife and go, and raise somebody else's children, but not give a care about his own children, you know. I mean, he never paid child support or any of that. And I told him one time, because I always went looking for him, even though I know who he was and what he did to us, I still, as a child, was always looking for my dad. And that's why I made that comment a little while ago. I still would go seek him out. And I told him finally when I was grown, I said, one day you're going to reflect and you're going to want your children in your life. And when you go looking for them, it's going to be too late. And that's exactly what happened. He died 2 years ago, but that's exactly what happened. He sought his children out, but it was too late because his children didn't have time for him. Like just like how he did his family. You know, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, this was very special. I can't wait to work with Brandon, but I feel like nothing I've done is good enough yet to bring to him. So I just need to, put my mind
Well,
together and just be myself, you know?
that's right. That's right. Yeah, you are perfect the way you are, and you are enough. We're all just human beings. You know, I mean, he is a wizard when it comes to his wordistry. I'm going to make up a new word. He's a wizard of wordistry. You know what I mean? He is. I mean, yeah. I mean, his words are so filled with emotion. You know, they grab you. They grab you where a lot of people just can't. They can't do it.
Yeah, filled with a lot of pain as well, you know.
He's bringing that out. You know, and we can't hold pain in. We have to remember that, especially men. Don't hold that
But
in. We
I
have to
mean,
release
I like the message of forgiveness, because
it. Yes,
we have to forgive, because if we don't
right,
forgive, we're
Ourselves.
not gonna. But the important thing about forgiveness is that if you don't forget, then you have forgiven.
well, you have
you
to be able
know,
to forgive so you
because
can
true
grow and move
forgiveness
on.
is because yeah, but true forgiveness is forgetting it, forgetting what happened, and just leaving it in the past. Because God says that He throws those seas into a sea of forgetfulness, right? The
Right,
things that we've done. And we have to do the same. We have to just forget it. It happened, move on, you know,
right,
and
right,
forgive whoever we need to forgive, and just move on and just build a new life with that person. Start all over again. You
right.
know.
And we have to remember too, Marcos. I know you know this, and I know Brett knows this. The past is dead. So why would we dwell on dead things? You know, the past is dead and gone.
Yeah.
So don't let the past affect you. Do everything you can to heal, and forgiveness is a part of your healing. It really is. But
Yeah.
let those dead things go. Let the past
Yeah.
go.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly. And only God can give us true forgiveness. It has to come from God.
it's true.
Because we can fake it so much, you know. You know,
Yeah.
Isn't
Many
that the
people do.
easiest thing to do?
yeah, we can fake it so
Mhm.
much, but it has to come from God, you
Yeah.
know, and He's the only one that can give us true forgiveness,
So
you know. And but what's alarming is that Jesus said that if we don't forgive, then we have no part of Him.
that's true.
You know, we have no part of Him. And not only that, but you're not gonna go to heaven either,
That's
you
right.
know. And because you know that man said, how many times should I forgive my brother? What Jesus said, 70 times seven. In other words, because
Forever.
because seven is a number of perfection. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have to forgive perfectly. Okay, and only God can help us forgive that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's sad today. You have a lot of people of different races, and they profess to be people of God, right? But then they're going out into the world showing prejudice and hatred and racism.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that if they don't get past, those feelings that they have for other races, they're not going to go to heaven either. And they think that they're walking perfectly aligned with Father, but they're going out there projecting racism and hatred
Yeah, yeah,
and
you know, because I find it, you know, some people may say that, you know, blacks are more forgiving than whites, you know, but nowadays that's not really the case to me. I mean, I find it even worse, you know, than in the 60s. I think back in the 60s, blacks were more forgiving of the whites. You know, nowadays it's the opposite, you know, I think. But
yeah,
in either case, you know, because things have worsened so much, you know, now, you know, with the black white issue, you know. But the thing is that there has to be forgiveness. If there is forgiveness, then it's going to be an ongoing thing,
there
and
we
you're
go.
always and it's just going to build up more hatred, if anything, and
Well, I
more
don't want
unforgiveness.
what my ancestors did to represent me. You know,
Right,
Yeah,
right. Well, I've got ancestors who are on both sides of
yeah.
everything that's happened.
of
You
offense.
know, so I do represent everybody, and so it kind of pulls at me at each side. I'm pulled on each side, but I don't
Yeah,
care what color your skin is. We're all human beings. Our ability to love and people's ability to hate is the same, but we have to
yeah,
learn not to hate. We've got to get past hate. We've got to turn hate
right.
into something else because we know hate is just love that's been hurt. Hate is
Yep,
love that's been hurt. So you've got to fix that injury. You've got to be able
yeah,
to fix that injury and heal from it. Whatever hurt you, whatever happened, you've got to be able to forgive it, get past it, and move on. We've got
yep.
to.
Also, you know, you're not gonna have peace. You're never ever gonna have peace in your life because your
Yeah.
mind will always be bothered by that thing or by that
Yeah.
incident or whatever it was, you know,
Right.
by that
Right.
hurt, you know, by that hurt in your life.
Everybody says I don't see color, but like I
I do.
really think I see color, but I also don't think about it like so I was playing basketball in the morning and one time I counted, I'm like, wow, I'm the only white person and there's like 23 people here. But I didn't notice for a year because it didn't matter to me. We were just all
Right.
people playing basketball. And I realized that I was the only one. And so I just started, just checking it out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever the basketball was. And it didn't click in me, but I
Yeah.
don't know. It didn't
Brett,
matter. We're just all
Brett,
people.
I didn't realize that my nanny was black and that my cousins were black until somebody pointed it out to me. So I do see color. I do see color. I cringe when I hear people say I don't see color. They don't understand what they're actually saying. I do see color, and I think it's beautiful because I say you're all my favorite colors. Yeah,
But
yeah,
black, white,
mm,
left, right, like it's forms of division. And think if we all banded together as
right.
one, how powerful we could be.
I know. Yes, united we stand, divided we fall, divide and conquer. That's what's
Yeah,
happening. And it doesn't matter if I think a little differently than you do, or if my culture is a little different from your culture. At the end of the day, we're all going to take our socks and shoes off the same way and hop in that bed under the covers the same way. We're going to wake up the same way every morning. You know,
Naked.
if we
Okay,
get cut, we're all going to bleed the same. So when are people going to get past that? It's okay if you want to preserve your culture. If you choose, like if you're black and you choose to stay in a black community with your black family, that's beautiful. That's fine. But just don't project hatred onto other people. Or white or Asian or whatever. I can respect people wanting to preserve their culture. That's fine. But you've also, got to learn to love everybody. You love your neighbor.
Years ago I was working at this place, and it was a residential site. I was a security guard.
Mhm.
And one time one night, because we're supposed to close the laundry room at 10 o'clock at that place. So we're supposed to lock it. So I locked it. I went outside, and one of the residents came outside to me, big guy. He must have stood about 6'7", real big guy, white
Ooh.
guy. And he said, "Did you close the laundry room?" And I said, "Yeah, we have to close at 10 o'clock.
Uh,
Lock it." Because they tell us whether the people are washing clothes or not,
yeah.
still lock it at that time.
Yeah.
So he said, "You open that effing laundry room right now."
Uh-huh.
He big guy, had a big voice. Now I
Yeah.
wasn't really fearful of him or anything like that, but I just kind of just went to the back of the building because you have to enter through the back of the building to go to the laundry room in the basement. So I entered through the back of the building. He's following me, and I could hear him grunting, behind me.
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah.
He's really pissed. He's really pissed.
Oh
So
Lord.
so I go as I'm getting closer to the door to unlock it. I hear him say, you, you nigger."
What?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. And I heard it, but then, I just opened it. I just unlocked the door for him.
Oh
Now,
God.
anybody else probably wouldn't even have unlocked that door for him after that. But I just unlocked it, let him get his clothes out, and then I
When
relocked
Marcus,
the door.
when people
But
spout out derogatory words like that, it just
yeah,
tells me their level of intelligence.
Yeah.
yeah,
They can't find any other way to voice their feeling,
yeah.
so they
But I
have to
don't think,
spout out.
I don't think he really wanted to say it, because he was trying to. I guess he was trying not to say it, because
Yeah,
he
it
said,
was
Mm.
like it was like a
you,
sneeze or something, the way he said
you
it.
know. But then I
Sneeze.
went to the I went to the to back to my building where I was stationed, where I was
Yeah.
posted, and I went to the basement, and you know I wrote a report on it. Okay. And at first I didn't want to write the report, but I said, let me just write this report, because what he did wasn't right. And I didn't want to feel intimidated by this guy.
Yeah.
So I said, let me do this report, and then the board, would speak to him,
Yeah.
let them speak to him about it.
Mhm.
Now, I wasn't really offended when he said that,
Yeah.
to me. But this is the point I'm trying to make, is that when he first said it to me, I was actually more surprised than anything else, because I've never been called that word. All right.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit surprising to me more than anything else. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I wasn't really offended either, you know,
Yeah.
by him calling me that, because I see myself, although I'm black outwardly, I look black outwardly. I
Mhm.
know I lean more toward being Latino. You know,
Right. Got it.
you understand? So that's why it didn't really offend me so much. Now, had
Yeah.
I been, let's say, an Afro American, yeah, I might have
Mhm.
been, offended by that.
Yeah.
But I see myself as Hispanic. You know,
Mhm. He
so
misculturized
so
you. How would you say that? You miss he missed.
Don't
How
give
would
him
you
the
say
I
that
was a
word?
bit, I
satisfaction.
was a little bit more shocked, than anything else when he called me that. But then I thought about it and I said, well, you know, maybe I was a tidbit offended, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I wrote the report. I wrote in the report what he said and what happened and everything. And then
Yeah.
the board, I slipped under the board. Boy, this guy was over the security. And, he was on the board at the place.
Mhm.
But I
Shouldn't
slipped
be.
under his door, you know. because that's where he wanted all the reports. So I stood underneath the door. The next day when I came into work, both the board president and the head of security guy, they both approached me. They said, "Look, we spoke to the guy, and we told him, that he shouldn't have said that, and what he did was wrong." And I said, "Okay, thank you." And
Let's say goodbye to Brandon.
And then when I saw the guy again, actually I saw him again in the laundry room, I think, and he saw me, and this time he rushed, getting his clothes out of there.
He didn't say sorry? Really?
No, he didn't. No, well, he's not going to say that. He was,
Why would he apologize for who he is?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck him.
So
sorry.
But he didn't say anything. He just kind of just rushed, and he took his clothes out of the dryer real quick, and he just left. And I locked the door. But his wife, his wife is a beautiful person. I mean, now this guy stood like maybe 6'7", 6'8". He was very tall, and a big guy. He must have weighed, I don't know, over 300 pounds, maybe. But his wife is so small, compared.
You're rambling now. We have to say goodbye to Brandon.
Yeah, his wife is like.
We have to say goodbye to Brandon. You can. You can
then we'll
ramble
continue this.
about the racist 6'8" guy another time.
Yeah, but
say goodbye to Brandon. Say thank you, Brandon. We love you. Peace and love.
Brett, don't do that to me, because whenever you talk, I don't interrupt like that. So
yeah, go ahead.
No, we have to say goodbye to Brandon. This is still the Brandon video.
Yeah, but Brandon is goodbye already. He's already gone.
No, we haven't said goodbye. We have to say goodbye now.
All right, then I'll say goodbye, Brandon. Goodbye, Brandon. How's that?
Bye, Brandon. I love you. Thank you so much for this. Very special. I think the most special part was
Brandon.
him
If you're hearing me, I'm sorry. Your spoken word was great. I related to it a lot. Especially
he's got us talking deep. That's what he does. He provokes thought-provoking, deep conversation.
His sister, his father, and his daughter. Beautiful, beautiful message. Thank you.
Yeah, because my brother passed away last week, so I could relate to the message.
Yeah.
My condolences, Marcos.
Yeah. Thank you.